Hello, everybody. This is Dee from the Blank Spot. And yes, I am back with another tutorial. Today, I am going to show you guys how to create a preset for your printing. Okay, so we're going to do a printing preset. Okay, so basically, we're going to set all of your settings up for when you're printing your sublimation prints. That way you don't have to go back and mirror. You have all the settings that you need when you are ready to print. All right. So first thing I'm going to do, of course, is share my screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. All right. All right. So now you should see my Silhouette Studio screen. Okay. I am a Silhouette girl. I use Silhouette Studio for everything. I design in it. I do everything from Silhouette Studio. Okay, that is just my preference. All right. So now, when you are getting your design together, you're ready to print. As you can see, I have my design here. I have my page set up, already set to whatever size I need. For this example, we're going to do 13 by 19. Okay, I have that set for that. All right. So now I am ready to print my image on my 13 by 19 paper. All right. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to File, Print. Okay. Now, if you get to this screen right here and you don't see that your image is maybe be outside of the lines, don't panic, okay? Because this screen this print preview is going to pick up whatever the last item that you printed. So if you printed something that was 8.5 by 11, then your screen is going to look a bit different because it's picking up the 8.5 by 11. But do not panic, okay? So when you get here, you're just going to click print. And now it's going to bring you to your print screen, okay, for you to select the printer that you want, okay? Now, as you can see here, before we get into the setting your presets, I'm going to show you how to do a rename your printer, okay? Because you can see here, I have a sublimation only Workforce 7210. So of course I went in there and I changed the name to where it says sublimation only. Okay. I also have a 7720 that I renamed to add sublimation in there. This is a great idea to rename your printer, especially if you're working with a lot of printers at your office, in your home. It's a great idea to rename the printer. Okay. So real quick, in order to rename the printer, you are going to find the printer that you want to rename. Okay, I'm just going to use this HP as an example. So you find that printer, you're going to be on this screen right here. You're going to click on it, and then you're going to right click, and then you're going to go down. You'll see a list. You're going to look for rename. You click rename, and it's going to highlight. When it's highlighted in blue like that, it's telling you, okay, go ahead, rename me, do whatever you want to do. So when it's highlighted, go ahead and rename whatever you want to rename your printer. And then now that printer will be set for whatever name you named it. Okay. All right. So now back to adding the presets. Okay. So when you get to this screen right here, okay, now you want to click on, now before I say anything else about the presets, if you get to go and print and you do not see this box right here come up where you can click on preferences, then you may not have your drivers installed. Okay, you may have to go in and install your drivers so that you can get to the screen that looks like this one. Okay, even if you do see a preference tab. Okay, but before we do that, I'm going to print on my 7210. It's going to highlight it, and you always want to go to preferences. Okay, if you don't see anything that says preferences, you don't see a screen that looks like this, that means that you do not have the drivers installed on your computer. So you're going to have to go to Epson. You're using the Epson printer to install the drivers for whatever printer that you're using. Okay. So if it's a 7210, then you just go in and you look for the drivers from the Epson website for the 7210 or whatever printer you are using. Okay. All right. Now back to it. Okay. So what I want to do first is I want to go ahead and I want to set all of my prerequisites for how I want my image to print. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I know that I'm printing 13 by 19. Okay. My 13 by 19, I like to print that paper in tray number 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is where it says paper source, I'm going to take it off of auto, and I'm going to say that I want this to print out of cassette number 2. Okay, cassette number 2. Next thing I want to do is I want to change with document size. I already know that I'm printing a 13 by 19. So I want to click on this. I want to go down and I want to click on my Super B 13 by 19 inch paper. Okay. And then I want to come to my paper type. I want to choose plain paper, bright white. Now, these are just my recommended settings. You can, print on premium presentation. However, what I've noticed with premium presentation matte is that it puts down more ink on the paper, and with plain paper bright white, it puts down less ink and it's thinner, but it looks absolutely amazing. Okay, and the blank spot paper, we recommend that you use the plain paper bright white. All right, did a lot of research on all these different settings, and this is the one that actually looked the best. All right, so for quality, you want to go to high. Okay, I think I did something here. Okay, make sure that the two-sided printing, that's off. Everything else down here is good. You don't have to really worry about anything else. So remember, plain paper bright white, quality high. This is just a recommendation. Like I said, you can do whatever you want, and then make sure you set your paper source to where you want that paper to come from. Okay, I'm using the big paper. I want to use tray number 2. All right, so after I get here, I want to go next to more options. When I get to more options, okay, I want to first come down here and I want to turn that high speed off. Turn that high speed off, and I want to click on mirror my image. That way I don't have to do any adjustments to it in my design software. When I come to print, it's going to automatically mirror the image for me. Okay, you want to take that high speed off, because when you have the high speed on, it goes too fast, and sometimes you'll see those lines on your paper. That means that could mean that could be one of the problems is the high speed. So I recommend taking the high speed off. Okay, next thing you want to do is you want to go right here where it says color correction. I click on custom. Like I said, this is just me. I go to advanced. Okay, and you want to be under color controls, and then it's going to say color mode. I'm going to click here because I want Adobe RGB, and I like to print on I like my gamma to be 1.8. 1.8 to me is a little bit lighter and not as dark as the 2.2. But if you find something that you may need to adjust, go ahead and go to 2.2. Okay. You can also come down here and do other, types of changes. You can, change the brightness, the contrast, saturation, density. You can do a lot of different things. This example, these are the settings that I use all the time for pretty much all of my my prints. Okay, Adobe RGB 1.8. All right, and then I'm going to click OK. All right, after I click OK, now what I want to do is I want to go ahead over here where it says add/remove presets. I want to click on that. Now this is where I am going to name my preset. Okay, for this preset, I'm going to name it 13 by 19 SUB sub. I'm going to say RGB 1.8. Okay, you can name it whatever you want. As you can see here, I already have some presets already here. Let me put 1.8, not 1,8. I already have some presets already here. Okay, and that I've already done. I have 8.5 by 11, 11 by 17, 13 by 19, as you can see. Okay, so that way when I'm ready to print, if I'm printing on 11 by 17, all I have to do is come into my preferences, click 11 by 17, is going to mirror the image, and all of my settings are already going to be there. Okay, so once you name it, okay, you're going to go down here, you're going to click save. Once you click save, it's going to add it to your list. Okay, it's going to add it to your list. These are your custom settings. Okay, and then from here, you simply going to click close. Okay. All right, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel this. I'm just going to say apply, and then I'm going to say cancel because I want to go out of here and I want to go back in so that you can see that our preset is there. All right, so go back to file and print. Okay, and this is what I was talking about before. It's not set up on the right setting here. Don't worry about it. It's just picking up a different setting. Okay, I want to print on my workforce 7210 sublimation only. Click on preferences. I'm going to click on the preset. This is the preset that we just created. Okay, and then I'm going to click OK. Okay, and I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel it. I'm going to click apply, and then I'm going to cancel again because I want to go out to show you that after you get the correct presets and go back in to print again, your print preview is going to look like you want it to look. There we are. Okay, so now you have the correct page setup right here. Okay, so just click print, and then I'm just going to go back into preferences so you can see that it is already set for the preset that we set. We set the Super B and the plain paper high. If you go to more, it's already set on custom. The mirror image, everything is already there for you. Just have to remember when you go in here, okay, your preferences, if you hadn't set it yet, you want to make sure that you click on your preset. All right, and it's going to, every time that you need to print, I would recommend creating one of these for every paper that you have, all the settings that you need for each type that you want. That way, all you have to do is go into preferences, click on the one that the paper that you want, and then you're good to go. All right, one last thing, I want to show you guys how to remove the presets. Okay, so as you can see, these last two right here, these are just for demonstration purposes only. So I am going to remove these last two presets. All right, so when you get back to this printing preferences screen, you're just going to click on the preset that you want to delete. Actually, go to add and remove first. And then when you get to this screen, you click on the preset that you want to delete. Click delete. It's going to ask you, are you really sure you want to delete it? Yes, I want to delete it. Okay. And then I have one more here that I want to delete. I'm just clicking on it. Click delete. And okay, so now I have my original 4 presets here that I want to keep. All right, I'm going to close this, and close this, and I'm going to stop my share. So I hope this was helpful to you guys. I just wanted to come on real quick, show you these presets. This is D from the Blank Spot with another tutorial. Please make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The Blank Spot is located in 9330 Two Notch Road, Suite C, Columbia, South Carolina. As I stated, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure that you follow and like all of our pages on Facebook, Instagram, even TikTok. So make sure that you guys are following us on our social media handles. And don't forget, we will be back for another tutorial. So make sure that you're joining us and have all your notifications on for the Blank Spot. Again, this is Dee, and we'll talk to you later.